Welcome back, Ninja community, and persons who have just become ninja enough to view my materials for the very first time. Congratulations on becoming ninja enough to view my materials. In this video right here, I'm going to be telling you how YouTube could have been saved, or how it can still be saved. I might also cover some techniques with what's considered deadly weapons in this video. So I will go over my quality statement and disclaimer, or a shortened version of it real quick, mostly to relieve me of any liability, as I am not a lawyer, and viewer understands this quality statement and disclaimer. I'm usually demonstrating highly deadly techniques with what's considered deadly weapons. So that should be some common sense that if you're not allowed to obtain deadly weapons, then you shouldn't be watching this video. See, I wasn't taught how to use a sai, nor to have a set of sai, until after my 13th birthday. You know, that was the policy that my first mentor had, was the uses of a sai was not appropriate for someone under 13. Now you see, for deadly weapons in some states that's 21, in other states that's 18, in others it might be younger with parental guidance, etc. But I, as the producer of such, would be treating it as its ballistic gear, and the sole responsibility of that falls on the consumer of the product, or those who watch it, and am not held liable for their misuse and or abuse of the information. So, in this video, the first thing I'm going to talk about is how YouTube could have been saved. Now, this is mostly directed to not even humans. We're mostly directing this to aliens in the future, wondering what happened to our society here in America because of all of the craziness that's going on. Well, you see, at some point, YouTube violated some policy about data collecting on people who are not old enough for them to legally collect data on. Now, see, that's the policy that they violated. Even a federal court has, found that they have violated it. They ruled in favor of a federal organization in a federal court, where YouTube will have to pay them money from YouTube into a federal fund. So here's where they went wrong. So at some point, the YouTube lawyers have probably forgotten about the document that allows a federal government to govern, as well as to create federal organizations to pass these policies, right? As the policies are just a set of rules, and policies do not supersede law for the aliens out there in the future. Now, the YouTube lawyers, instead of going after now, I'm not a lawyer, so at some point, it would be a bit ridiculous to try to say that YouTube didn't violate the policies, as we already see that a federal court ruled in favor of a federal organization. They might have actually broke the policies on collecting data, and it would make more sense to not have sponsored ads, set up information directed ads on them. But they wouldn't be able to track something like that, as their policy is that you got to be over a certain age to have a YouTube account. So it's nearly impossible for them to try to do that. It's also nearly impossible for content creators, or whatever they decide to call them in the future, to monitor who views their material. So here's what YouTube lawyers might have forgotten, and or if they still save YouTube, this might be what saves them. Okay, this says, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging, I see that part's important, or abridging the freedom of speech. Now I said it's important, all of it's obviously important, but in this context, this is the important part. This is the part they should use. It says, or abridging the freedom of speech. I'll continue on with the rest of it. Or of the press, or the right of the people, peaceably to assemble, and to petition the government for redress of grievances. So, it is your constitutional right of freedom of speech. It's my constitutional right of freedom of speech. It's YouTube's constitutional right of freedom of speech. So instead of going after, let's see, if I was a shinobi lawyer, you know, I'm a real ninja, but I'm not a real ninja lawyer. Ninja law, that's getting into a whole other realm altogether. So what they should do, what they could do, is they could go after the policies that they have thrown out there on how they want things done and the details of how they want to proceed with things. Because when art is specifically mentioned in someone's policy, art is covered in the Constitution as a freedom of speech. You're welcome. Okay, so this is where our country went wrong or will go wrong if they don't do anything about it. Now, a lot of content creators might actually start deleting all their stuff because it's just so broad-spectrumly goofy that we're heading towards idiocracy if nothing is done about this. See, a real ninja, as I'll share a real ninja technique, right? With a sai, this is a deadly weapon, and the techniques are not some, they're not some McDojo daycare center stuff. This is war art, right? This is war art. War art. Where the goal, rule number one is to not die, and the main objective is to take out your opponents. Okay, a real shinobi technique, here, strike, or there's a variation of here, here, and then strike. Okay, breaking down how that uses all three of the main shinobi tactics. Shinobi means shadow warrior. It also is what's modern day refers to as ninja. And what they were was basically assassins. They were assassins. Okay. This technique here, as I lowered my body low, right, and I've distracted my opponent from attacking low. It looks too well guarded, right? So my opponent is more likely to swing with an upper body strike aiming up here or even here, right? Or even if I block this out front, right, they might try to come from the side to try to hit me on the side of the head with either a hook or a kick. Okay? I could do this and not be fully dedicated to that side. As you see, I could still strike easily, right? So if it's a kick, I could catch the kick, trap it, right? And then I could poke them in the throat, which would usually end my opponent's life, and I would be the victor. So if you've watched the video so far, you should probably hit like, hard like a ninja, subscribe to be alerted for when I do videos on YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. Check out my other videos. I'm on Facebook under my artist name or my 10th ninja name, Mel-El, that's M-E-L-E-L. And I'm on Instagram, but I'm not going to tell you what my Instagram name is. You'll just have to be ninja and go figure that out on your own. You can comment on this video. And of course, share my video with people who are ninja, but not with people who ought to be ninja, because they might accidentally learn something. So until next time, my friends, stay ninja.